are marching forward with how is AI going to help us in our work every day. I found some stuff over the weekend that I was amazed at. It helped me schedule all of my producers that work for me and it took like 10 hours to teach it how to do that. But next time it'll take like 30 seconds for it to actually figure out the schedule. And Sheriff today is going to talk to us about enhancing your e-learning with AI voices and audio in Adobe Captivate. So, Sheriff Ramaswamy will be taking over in a few moments. I want to give you a little bit more information. Thank you for coming. Again, I'm Gary Van Antwerp. Thank you for being here. And we have a lot of webinars coming up. So, Gretchen, I mentioned Mike Parkinson is going to be back and he will be here tomorrow. So, don't miss that. He's going to talk about AI for L&D graphics. And then Garima is going to be here also tomorrow. That's later on in the day tomorrow with advanced prompt engineering techniques for learning and development. And then on the 17th, I've asked Lori Freifeld to put together, she's the editor-in-chief of Training Magazine, to put together a panel to talk about solving the virtual training and engagement paradox with class for Microsoft Teams. So if you're a Teams user, you're going to want to come to this webinar. Don't miss it because specifically for you. Okay. Another couple of things coming up, and that is Anna, and I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but she's going to talk about leveling up your e-learning gamification and game design using Captivate. And then Cassie Labori, most of you know Cassie, great presenter, and whether it's virtual or live, and she is going to be back on June 5th. So we've got a lot going on just specifically for you folks, for Captivate users and in e-learning and so forth, as well as a lot of other things. Now, if this goes by you kind of quickly and you wish you had a transcript of everything that Sheriff says to you today, you can go to the recording in that bottom right-hand corner down there. You can see a little icon that looks like the tiniest document you ever saw. And if you click that, well, then you'll be able to see the transcript. You'll be able to search the transcript and copy the transcript and so forth. Our choice awards are now starting the voting is open now, so you can go and vote for your favorite suppliers of authoring tools and custom content, program development, gamification, and so forth. Just go to trainmagnetwork.com and look on the menu for the choice awards, and you'll be able to vote for whomever you want. And that's how we select the winners, is who you select to be the winners by voting. Okay, we don't sell the winner position to anybody, or they don't get to be the winner just because they bought a table at the gala or something. But if you send me a check, it probably couldn't hurt. Nah, I'm kidding. All right. So, also, we want to remind you that there is the all new Adobe Captivate. I saw a couple of people in here saying that they've been using the new Community Captivate. And look, Nibby, in the green there in the chat, you can see, has said if you want to form a community for the new Captivate, let me know because I have noticed a few bugs. So you can join that community if you like by letting Nidhi know. All of these things that Sheriff is going to show you are available in the all new Adobe Captivate. So I'll put this back up, excuse me, at the end of the session, and you can click to download a free trial if you don't already have it, okay? Last thing before we get started here is the Adobe Learning Summit is coming up. I was telling people about this before. ALS is a great event. It happens in Las Vegas every year. And right now there's a super early bird offer, as you can see. It's only $299 for the conference. So that's fabulous. It's in mid-September. You can see the dates there. You can click on this slide, and I'll put this slide back up earlier or later too. So you can click on it and learn all about the Adobe Learning Summit and where it's going to be and everything this year. It's a great event. There are loads of people that are there that are people just like you who are using Captivate. All right, let's get started now with Sheriff Ramaswamy and enhancing e-learning with AI voices and audio in Adobe Captivate. Sheriff, welcome back to Training Magazine Network.
Thank you, Gary. Hi, everyone, and welcome. and thank you for joining today's session on enhancing e-learning with audio and AI voices. So I'm Sharath Ramaswamy. As Gary mentioned, I'm the e-learning evangelist for Adobe Captivate, and I'm really excited about today's topic because audio, when used the right way, can completely transform a learning experience. It will turn your plain content into engaging stories, and you can also help your learners not just understand information but also retain it. So, in this session, we are going to talk about and we're going to explore the science behind how audio supports learning and memory, and how to use Captivate's audio functionality and AI voice capabilities to enhance your courses. And I will also show you an example that will bring it all together. So, so over here in this slide, we all know that in today's fast-moving world, learners are juggling so many distractions. Learners' attention spans have reduced considerably, and there's an overwhelming amount of information, and that's why. Designing with the brain in mind, using what we know about attention, memory, and learning, is more important than ever. And audio, it plays a big part in all of this, from voiceovers to sound cues to storytelling and feedback. There's so much you can do with audio, and audio will help us guide the attention of the learners, will help us reinforce some key messages, and also help build that emotional connection. So a learner may forget what was written, but they'll always remember how it sounded. And use audio not to tell more, but to make your learning more memorable, right? So and here's the exciting part. With Adobe Captivate's AI voice features, creating high quality, natural sounding audio is faster and easier than ever. You no longer have to record every line yourself or wait on long production cycles. Our built in audio library and AI voices will let you focus on creating and crafting a learning experience and not just a lesson. So let's go in and see what this is all about, what the fuss is all about. Gary, if you can help me switch to the share demo, I'd love to share my desktop. And please let me know once you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Sheriff,
So
it's
I'm.
loading right now. There you go. Now it's back.
Oh, okay, great. So
Okay.
let me just.
Don't go crazy with the clicking now.
Yeah. So let me just launch the new Captivate. You can see my screen, right?
Right, we can.
Okay. So I'm going to launch the new Captivate. I have some sample courses here already, but I'm just going to open it again for the benefit of folks who have not used Captivate before. So this is the launch page. I'm going to create a new project. So I'm going to click Create New Project, and this is the interface. And all the audio functionality that you want to add is listed over here. There's this icon on the right. So for a particular slide, you want to add audio. You click this gray area around it and you go to this audio icon, click the audio icon, and you can see that there are 4 different ways you can add audio to your slide. So we have an asset library which contains a lot of different sounds. So these can be, ambient sounds you want to add. So if you want to set the tone, so if you have a scenario of a cafe or an airport or things like that, you can see that the background noise, you can go and find it. So over here, when I've clicked airport, it's showing me the airport ambient sound. So let me just play one of these. I couldn't hear that. So, we will add this to our training and then you can hear it. So you can see that there are a lot of sound effects over here. There are a lot of ambient sounds you can add. So if you wanted to add some gamification, you wanted to bring attention or highlight something, there are so many audio clips over here that you can use to add and make your courses engaging. So this is an asset library which contains different assets, which has images, which has audio files, video files, etc. For the purposes of today's webinar, we look at the audio clips which are available there. The second option over here is you can upload a audio file from your system. You just select this and go and scroll through your system and find the audio file that you want to use. You can record your own audio. So when you select the record audio option, you have this start recording option. And when you do that, it'll ask you if you want to calibrate your audio input, or you could skip that. It'll start recording. And once it's recorded it, we also have a native audio editor within Captivate itself, so you do not need any external tool to edit your audio files. So that's the third way of adding audio. And the fourth way is to generate text to speech. So when you select this option, this is where the AI the AI voice studio or AI narrator narration studio is open. And you can see over here, when I click more voices, you have the entire list of AI voices. So I'm going back to the audio icon, and you can see I can add any audio file from my system. And the third option is to you record your own audio. So you can just click the start recording. It'll ask you if you want to calibrate your audio input. And if you don't want that, you can just click skip, and it's going to start recording your audio. And then we have a inbuilt native audio editor, which will help you edit your audio files. So it's all in here. You don't need any external application. We've made it easy for you to edit your audio file. So if you recorded your audio and you want to include some silence, you want to reduce some gaps that you left while recording, you can do all of that. And then the fourth option is to generate text to speech. So over here, you can type your caption. And then when you click generate audio, it will automatically generate the audio file. It'll convert your text to speech and store the audio file or link it to this particular slide. So, and this is where I would love to introduce you to our AI voice studio. So you can see over here, when you click this drop down below, and when you click more voices, it shows you all the AI voices that you can use. So you can see over here, we have about 151 voices in multiple languages. So we have all these languages to choose from. And within each of these languages, you also have an accent that you can choose. You can choose the gender, you can choose the tone. So you can, change the tone based on the type of course you're creating, or you can also choose from any of these categories of content. So based on all of that, you can just apply any of these. So you can select it, and you can hear and get a preview of what this sounds like before you apply it. So let's hear Aaron. Gary, can you just confirm if the audio is playing? I'm just going to click this now.
Get ready to learn about an exciting adventure that
Yes,
is
it
sure to
is.
leave.
Okay, awesome. So as you can see, you can hear a preview of the voices before you apply it. So you can just select the voice that you want to add, you can apply it, and then when you generate audio over here, it generates the audio file. And when you close it, and when you go to this audio icon over here, you can see that the file is listed here. So when you click this edit option, you can then see the audio file, and you can then apply. I mentioned the audio native audio editor. This is what it looks like, and you can select it. You can apply this cut, copy, paste, and insert silence options over here, and you can save your changes. So this is how you can edit your audio file. So any slide, there are multiple ways you can apply audio files, audios to your course. And today's session is all about using audio in various ways. So let me just toggle and go back to my presentation deck so that we will look at how you can add audio and enhance your course. So we're going to see all these different best practices in action. So we're going to show how you can add audio cues or sound effects. We're going to see how you can include your spoken narration with the visuals, how you can encourage active learning, and how you can connect emotionally to boost retention. So let me just show you a sample course that I've created using AI voices. This has used other features of Captivate, a lot of interactivity. So I will give you a brief overview of it. So folks who are new, you may not be able to recreate that, but I will try sharing this particular sample file or the exercise file on our e-learning community so that you can access it. I was not able to upload it here because it's a big file, and we have some limitations on the size of the file. So I'll find another way to share it and maybe list it on our community so that you can download and play around with it and try it out. But otherwise, whatever I'm going to be demonstrating and showing you here, you can create your own course. You can just create a sample course with all the slides over here and test out all these functions. And of course, for the courses you're creating, you can then use all these techniques to create an engaging course with our AI voice functionality. So let's just preview this. So let me walk you through this course that I've created, and I'll highlight and show you the various ways I've used AI voices, and then I will show you how this was created. So let us take a look at this. So I'm going to share
Welcome to
this.
Language Quest. Your mission is to travel through different regions, interact with locals, and complete challenges to master the language. Choose your destination to begin.
So So you can see over here in this particular slide, I have used multiple things. I've used one background audio, which the audio, the volume had lowered while the narration was happening, and then once the narration was complete, the background audio could be heard. So I've used background audio here, and this is something I've applied across the project. And let's quickly go and see how you can apply this background sound to your project. So I'm going to go back to my blank slide over here. On the bottom right hand side corner, you have this project property section. And if you scroll down, you can see this option here which says background audio. So you can import the audio. Again, you can select something from the asset library, or you can select from your system. So I have selected some audio file. I've selected an audio file from here. So, and I'm going to open it. I'm going to add it. So, quick tip over here. If you don't know where to get some nice free audio files, let me introduce you to the Adobe stock library, stock images. So if you have used this, you know what I'm talking about. But if you've not, this is a repository of a lot of stock imagery. And this is a paid service, but there are free options as well. So you can just go and select and see the complete list of files which are available over here. So you can there are some free files that you can use. So just go through this. So you can see that in the audio file section, there are all these different options, and you can choose from any of them. So I'm just giving you these tips because sometimes you may not have these subscriptions, and you may not know what's available. So there's a lot of free resources that Adobe provides that you can use to create your courses as well. So in this particular slide, I have also added three different, so it's a branched course. So this is a language course, and you can choose from any of these languages destinations to begin. I'm going to enable the audio again.
Buckle up. You're on a flight to immerse yourself in the French language and culture. Get ready to say, Bonjour, France.
Bonjour et bienvenue. Welcome to French Made.
Yeah. So in this particular
Buckle
slide,
up. You're on a flight to immerse yourself in the French.
Yeah. So in this particular slide, I've used multiple things over here. So you can hear a sound of the aircraft flying, and I have overlaid it with. So I've used multiple sounds over here. So there are two different audio files playing. So I just wanted to let you know that that is also possible. I know there was a question in an earlier webinar, how can you integrate and add multiple voices? So you will notice that in this particular training, I have used multiple voices in different situations. So I will show you how you can do that. So moving to the next slide.
Welcome to French Made Easy, your guide to mastering everyday conversations in French. Whether you're traveling.
So this particular narration has been generated using AI voices, and I've chosen a French accent. So I've added an English caption, and then I generated it. I selected a French voice, and I generated the text. So a best practice or a tip over here is if you're using your caption, if you're creating your caption in English, sometimes you'll notice that the AI output, the audio file which has been generated, may not have a French accent to it. But if you add some French words, like over here, I've included, it says parties. I'm sure I'm messing up the pronunciation over here. But if you add some words in that particular language, then I've noticed that the audio file which gets generated has a distinct French accent. So if let's go back, because I would like to show you some other accents that I've used. So over here, this is a
Easy,
Brazilian
your
accent.
guide to mastering everyday conversations in Brazilian Portuguese. Whether you're exploring the streets of Rio, ordering a cafezinho, or simply impressing your
So you can see over here that the Portuguese accent. I selected a Portuguese sounding voice, and it has applied a Portuguese accent.
Buckle up.
And
Bonjour.
I have
Konnichiwa, yokoso. Welcome to Japanese Made Easy, your guide to mastering everyday conversations in Japanese.
So you can see over here, I have included, in fact, the Japanese text. I just copy pasted that, and it was able to recognize it and generate the audio in Japanese. So you can hear it.
Whether you're strolling through Tokyo, ordering sushi, or simply impressing your friends, we've got you covered. Junbei hai desu ka? Sa, shimemashou.
Right, so just wanted to show you all the possibilities. So it's not just about just copy pasting the text. Yes, it's as easy as that, but there's so many options here. So don't check out all these options and play around with this. So if you were creating a course in Japanese and using the Japanese text, you can copy paste that text into the caption option and generate your audio in Japanese. So just wanted to show you all the things which are possible, and let's go back to the slides over here, and then we will go through the course and look at it one by one. So I showed you how to add the background music to the slide. Now let's go and look at each slide and just see how you can then change the settings over here. So you can see once you add background for each slide. So let me just go to the course over here. I'm going to the first slide, and you can see on the right, it has options for uh, the audio that has been added. And over here, if you want to stop the background audio for any slide, you can just select that, and it will stop that. So in this particular case, over here, we have added the background audio, and there are options over here and some additional options. So I want to loop this audio. I want to adjust the volume on slides. So whenever there is a slide with narration in it, I may want to adjust the volume and make it either zero or just have it playing in the background. So there are settings here. This is in the project property section. And then if you select the slide properties and then you go to audio, select the audio icon here, you have some additional options over here to stop the background audio for this particular slide. So if you don't want it playing in the background, you can just select this and stop it for this particular slide. Now going back to our demo, let's go back and
Bonjour
see.
et bienvenue. Welcome. One of the simplest and most important things you'll need.
So over here, you can see that I'm used an example of using the AI generated audio files and linking it to this. So when I select any of these buttons, it's going to play a audio file which was generated using the AI voice option.
Bonjour, hello. Salut, Hi, informal. Bonsoir. Good evening.
Right. So over here, you can see that I've used AI voices. Now, you may ask me, AI Studio, you can see that only when you generate text to speech. So how am I generating these individual or independent AI files using this functionality? So that is tips and tricks and that I'm going to share with you to do that, because that opens up so many options. So you can, of course, generate text to speech and add narration to your slide. But I'm also going to show you how you can generate these audio files and then use it independently and create interactions which will play this audio file. Right. So let's go to the next
You
slide.
walk into a small cafe in Paris around.
So this particular slide, I'm showing you how you can add an audio feedback to an interaction. So over here in this particular check your understanding slide, based on what this learner selects. So because this is based on what has been taught, how to say hello. And so the question here is what's the best way to greet. So based on that, they're going to select this. And I have provided audio feedback. So let's listen to it.
Salut is a bit too informal for someone you don't know well. Try bonjour instead. Oops. Bonsoir is for the evening. Since it's morning, bonjour is the way to go. Parfait. Bonjour is the perfect greeting in the morning. The barista appreciates your politeness.
So you can see that adding that audio feedback has personalized this to a great extent. It's built that warmth, that and emotional connect that we had shared. It's as if the instructor is encouraging you, guiding you through the course. So you can see the huge difference that audio feedback. Of course, the steps to generate this is the same, but how you apply it and enhance your course, and that's the um, I want to give you some additional ideas on using audio so that you can enhance your course with these ideas. So this is where I've used audio
Bonjour.
feedback.
Qu'est-ce que je
And in this particular thing, it's a scenario. I want them to experience it. So this is a scenario where you're going to a cafe and you're ordering food. And I have listed all the various options in a cafe menu. And I'm going to have this conversation where we're going to hear the two folks in the scenario talk. So the waiter, he's going to welcome the host and going to ask them what they can get them. And then based on the selection over here, it's the audio narration will read it out, and so that the learner can hear and see how these various items are pronounced. So let's continue with
vous
this.
sert? Hello, what can I get you? Click and select any of the cafe items given below.
Je voudrais un croissant, s'il vous plaît. I would like a croissant, please. Je voudrais un baguette, s'il vous plaît.
So you can see over here the background of sound audio is playing. It's annoying. So I'm just going to go and turn that off for this particular slide, or I'm going to turn it off for the course itself. Let's go and I'm going to stop this background audio and let's preview this.
Bonjour. Qu'est-ce que je vous sers? Hello, what can I get you? Click and select any of the cafe items given below.
Je voudrais un pain au chocolat, s'il vous plaît. I would like a chocolate croissant, please.
And so you can
Je
select any
voudrais un
of
café,
this.
s'il vous plaît. I would like a coffee, please.
So it's a simple interaction. You give it the menu options below, you select from it, and then it plays that.
You're
And then
exploring a new city, and your goal is to find the local museum. A friendly local guide is.
so this slide, I've just put it in here for you to practice adding a narration as well as playing
You've
the
arrived at
audio.
a bustling local market.
This is a scenario where it's a role play. It's a role play exercise. I've got some previous next options, so it will walk you through an entire conversation.
filled with colorful stalls and friendly vendors. One vendor catches your eye with a beautiful scarf on display. It's time to practice your conversation skills. Select the previous and next buttons to navigate through the conversation.
So I am going to go to that slide and again disable. So you can see over here, sometimes this background audio can be annoying because it applies it across the entire project. But let's just go and listen to this conversation here. And I'll show you how you can create this. So I have included an exercise file, a PDF file, with the steps of how to create all these different interactions
You've
and different
arrived at a
slides.
bustling local market, filled with colorful stalls and friendly vendors. One vendor catches your eye with a beautiful scarf on.
Sorry, it has not taken this.
You've arrived at a bustling local market, filled with colorful stalls and friendly vendors. One vendor catches your eye with a beautiful scarf on display. It's time to practice your conversation skills. Select the previous and next buttons to navigate through the conversation.
This scarf is beautiful. How much does it cost? Cette écharpe est magnifique. Combien ça coûte?
This scarf costs 15 euros. Would you like to buy it? Cette écharpe coûte 15 euros. Voulez-vous l'acheter?
So you can see I've used two different voices over here, one female and one male voice, and I have added it.
Can you give me a better price? Pouvez-vous me faire un meilleur prix?
For you, I can do 13 euros. Does that sound fair? Pour vous, je peux le faire à 13 euros. Ça vous va?
So over here, for this particular role play exercise, the different elements I've used multi-states. So I've used multi-states to display this different text. So based on whenever I click this option over here, it's changing the state of these objects and is displaying the text in that state. So let's go back. So and this is here I've used another sound to just highlight that, okay, we have come to the quiz results, not the best sound, but there are various other sounds you can choose from. And this comes to the end of the slide. So I'm going to show you now how all of this was configured and created. So let's open the PowerPoint that I've shared with all of you. Right, so we will be using this. I'll be using this to walk you through it. And for those who are new to Captivate and who do not have a copy, we offer a free trial version of 30 days. So you can click here to download the free trial. So let's start with, I have an exercise file over here. Let me close this, this file. And I will be using I'll be using this exercise file where these things have not been configured. So, so I'm going to add audio. So you can see over here, because there's no audio, it's asking me to add audio to this slide. And over here, since I want to generate the narration using AI voices, I'm going to go to my PowerPoint. I'm just going to select this text over here, and I'm going to add it to this slide. So I just go select the audio icon on the right. I select generate text to speech. So if you don't see this, so sometimes what happens is if you've selected some object within the slide, you will not see the text to speech option, generate text to speech option. That's because you need to, you can view it only at the slide level. So you can either click these back arrows to go back to the slide level, where you can see this option, or you can just click on this gray area around the slide to view this option. So when you select generate text to speech, you can add it over here, and then you can choose from the voices. So I'm just going to use the default voice, which is Brandon's voice. This is also an AI generated voice. And then I click generate audio. So what happens here is it's going to generate the audio. You can then listen to it. I'm going to play it.
Welcome to Language Quest. Your mission is to travel through different regions, interact with locals.
And if you don't like the voice, as I mentioned, you can go and choose from any other voice. Let's choose Emilia. I'm going to add this. I'm going to apply this voice, and I'm just going to click Update Audio, and this will update the audio file for you. And now let's hear Emilia.
Welcome to Language Quest. Your mission is to travel through different regions, interact with locals, and complete challenges.
So this Amelia is a British AI voice. So you can see that it has applied the British accent and generated the code. So what do you think? How natural, and do you like what you're hearing? Do you we've heard different voices so far. What do you think? Please add it in the chat window. I'd love for our team to hear your feedback over here. And now that I've added it, I'm going to close this. It has added this caption. And if you do not want to display the caption, you can just again go to the audio settings over here, and you can see the closed captions. You can go and delete for this particular slide if you do not want the closed caption to appear, if you want only the narration. See, because the text over here is identical to what I had generated, so I can just go and say delete for this slide, and then you will not see the captions appear when you preview the slide. So in this way, you can add your narration and voiceover to your slide. So now let's go and see the next option over here. So slide 2, over here, I've just chosen another language with a Portuguese accent. Uh, so let's move on to slide 3, where I've used multiple audio files, right? So over here in this particular slide, this is a slide where you have the aeroplane play. So there are multiple things I've done over here. So I have first added the background sound by selecting sound effects from the asset library. So let's go and choose the cartoon prop plane sound. So I'm going to assets, I'm going to the asset library, and I'm going to say cartoon plane. Okay, let me just prop plane, sorry. So you see it has come up here. I'm going to insert the audio, and this audio file gets added to this slide. So when you play this
And Sheriff, we're not hearing any audio. Should we be?
there is seems to be some issue over here. Let me just try it again. So let me just reload the slide. So there seems to be some kind of a problem. Let's move on to the next thing of, how you can generate, use AI voices to play this audio, right? So I mentioned to you that in addition to just converting caption text to speech, you can also generate a file independently and use it. So let's see how we can do that. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to generate text to speech. I'm going to type my caption here. And let's go and choose a French accent now. I'm going to go and from the language options, I'm going to choose.
Avec moi, vous ferez des vidéos institutionnelles.
Yeah, so I'm going to use this audio. I'm going to apply it, and I'm going to generate audio. So the steps are the same, right? So you can see that the audio file has been generated. Now but this has been associated with this slide. So if I go and select this audio icon here, you can see this audio has been generated. But I want to use it in my interactions. I want to use it independently. So I don't want it to play when the slide is loaded. So I don't want it to be a narration for the slide. I want to maybe have the audio play when the slide is loaded. So over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click edit. It takes me to the audio editor, and here you have an export option. So when I select export option, it's going to uh, go and save it. You can just select the location where you want to save it, and you click export. It's going to export that file. Right. So now over here, if I want to add a button and want to play that audio when that button is clicked, I can do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this audio file because I have already exported it. So that's available on my desktop. So now over here, let me add a button. So I'm going to add this button, and I'm going to add an interaction. So when I click that button, I go to interactions, and I'm going to I can browse and select that file which I just created. So this is the text to audio which was just created. Please, once you generate it, please ensure that you rename it. Otherwise, it won't be very intuitive. So I've selected this, and this is going to click done. So let's go and preview this. So this manner, I can generate independent audio clips using my AI Voice Studio option, and then use it anywhere in the course. As you can see, I used it in the feedback, as an audio feedback. I used it, and I'm going to play this.
Buckle up. You're on a flight to immerse yourself in the French language and culture. Get ready to say Bonjour France.
So you can see over here, I had generated that file. Let me show it to you again on how you can go about creating and generating this. Let's move to this particular slide where I showed you how to think. So here we will add a narration and we will add interactions, right? So I'm going back to my PDF. So this shows you how you can add multiple captions and generate and export audio. So over here, in this particular slide, so I want multiple captions to appear, audio to appear. So let me just go and delete this. So when I go and select generate text to speech, I'm first going to type this, right? So, and then I want to add another narration. So over here, I'm going to select Mademoiselle and generate audio. So this is generating the first part of my spoken audio file. And then I'm going to move the timeline. I'm going to place the playhead on another location once this conversation ends because I want to add another caption. So after this narration is done, I want to add the second caption, right? And again, I can go and I can change the voice. I can use the same voice and I can say, now update the audio for this. And then I'm going to add the third caption. Again, I put the placeholder and I'm going to add the third caption. So you can see over here, this is how you can apply multiple captions. And again, I'm going to update the audio. Now, if you want to use different voices for each of these, you can do that as well. Let's go and listen to this first.
One of the simplest and most important things you'll need is knowing how to say hello. Whether you're greeting a friend, meeting someone new, or walking into a cafe, a friendly greeting goes a long way in France. There are 3 ways to greet someone and say hello in French. The first is bonjour, which means hello or good day. You can say bonjour anytime during the day as a formal or casual greeting.
So you can see there were three different captions which were generated. Let me just delete some of this just so that it's faster. So, and now you can apply different voices to each of these captions if you want. So let's go in over here. And when I click more voices, you can see that all the captions that I've added are listed over here. So I have caption 1, 2, and 3, and I can select from here and apply different voices. So for example, the first voice, like I'm going to just add Aaron for the first caption, and then I'm going to select the second caption, and here I'm going to use Mademoiselle uh, French. And then the third voice, let me choose a different tone over here, just to show you all the different tones. I'm going to use the gentle tone, which is my favorite. I'm going to use Grandpa Spuds um, to generate this, right? So I've now applied all these different voices, and I'm going to update the audio. It's going to uh, create separate audio files, and you can hear it now.
One of the simplest and most important things you'll need is knowing how to say hello.
There are 3 ways to greet someone and say hello in French.
The first is bonjour, which means hello or good day. You can say bonjour anytime during the day as a formal or casual greeting.
One of the simplest.
So as you can see, you can apply multiple captions. You can use different voices for those captions and then generate the audio. And once you've done all this, don't export it here. If you want this file available independently, close this, go to audio, and you see that audio file which has been generated is here, and click edit, and now you can click export to export this and make it available in your system, which you can then add and upload it over here. So this is how, this is a hack, this is a roundabout a way in which you can generate these independent using the AI voice studio, and then use it across your course. And you can see over here I've used it in so many different ways. So if over here you wanted to provide some audio feedback, all you need to do is add this interaction. So over here I've created this interaction using this radio group option over here, and then once you've created it, you can go to interactions, right? So you have to first select the radio group, and then go to interactions and add this interaction. So and hold on. So select the radio group component, and then you can see there's options over here, and you're saying on selection of. So on selection of salute, I want to go to more and play the media file. And I have already generated these and kept this ready in my machine. So I'm just going to go and select it. So you can generate this and keep it ready so that these files are available. So over here, you can see for Salute, I have recorded the feedback over here, and it is this MP3 file, and so I'm playing this. So on selection of this option, it selects this, and then I click done. So you can see that there are 3 different interactions I'm going to add on selection of this option. So on selection of bonsoir, I'm going to play the media file, which I'd already recorded and kept over here earlier. I'm going to play this media file, and I click done. And then on selection of bonjour, I'm going to play this media file. So you can see how easy this is. Once you've generated and kept it available, you can just add an interaction and do it. So let's go and preview this.
You walk into a small cafe in Paris. Salut is a bit too informal for someone you don't know well. Try bonjour. Oops. Bonsoir is for the evening. Parfait. Bonjour is the perfect greeting in the morning. The barista appreciates your politeness.
So you can see that I added this. I just selected the radio group, and then on selection of this very the different options, I played the action. I selected the action, which was to play media. So it's as simple as that. So open the text to speech option, put in your caption, generate the audio, export it, and then use it across the course any way you want. So let's go and see the next option over here. So you can see over here that on slide entry, I've hidden this character card. And then on the selection of these options, so when I click croissant, I'm basically going to let's go to this option over here, and I have listed the uh, exercise over here. So this is using multi-states with audio. So let's first go and view the multi-states for this particular uh, speech bubble. So I go to the visual settings, and you can see there are 6 states I have added. So you can go and view these states. So I have created a separate state for coffee. I've created a separate state for each of the menu options over here. So you can see the text was changing as I selected the different options. And then I have created a variable to store the choice. Right. So over here, you can create variables by going into this variable section. And when you go and list all the variables, you can see over here, I have created different variables over here to store all these cafe items. So the cafe items is the one which I'm using over here. So you hide the speech bubble, you add the audio narration, then create multi-states, export the audio text, and then configure the interaction for each cafe item. So basically, I'm setting the state, I'm showing the speech bubble, and playing the media. So you can do that by selecting this option, going to interactions, add an interaction over here. So basically, on click and tap, what's the first thing you're going to do? You have to set the state. So basically, you have to go and you will go and this option here which says set state for this text object, you are going to now set the state. So because you have selected croissant, I'm going to select and set the state as croissant, right? So that is one action which is done. So it's going to display the text over there. And then I'm going to play the media associated with it. So I'm going to click and play media, and I'm going and selecting the file which I had stored for croissant. Right? So let's go and test this, and I'll show you what it sounds like.
Bonjour, qu'est-ce que je vous sers?
And you can see the speech bubble is closed. And when I click
Je
this,
voudrais un croissant, s'il vous plaît. I
so
would like a croissant, please.
So I have set the state, but I have not displayed it. I need to add another action over here to display the text as well. So I would just go and add a new action, and I would say show, and I would say croissant. It's not the croissant. I would show this text object over here, which would be and click next and click done. Right, so it shows all this, so you can preview this. And I realize we have come to the end of our webinar. So I have the instructions for the next role play as well, and it uses multiple states. So just follow the steps over here. You can copy paste this uh, the text which I've given in this exercise sheet, and I've also given you the interactions. So here you'll be using variables, you'll be adding variables. So this is definitely a little more advanced. So folks who are already familiar with variables and with states, you can attempt this. But for other folks, I would say just go through the other exercises and familiarize yourself with generating AI voices and adding it to your courses. So don't worry
Bonjour,
about
qu'est-ce que
this.
je vous sers?
Je
Hello,
voudrais un
what can I
croissant,
get?
s'il vous plaît. I
So
would
you
like a croissant, please.
So you can see that over here, the audio files kind of overlapped. So there's another interaction you can add over here, which says pause timeline. So when you say pause timeline, the text which was playing earlier will stop and it will play the next one, right? So and in this manner, you can uh, ensure that the audio files don't overlap. So I'm going to just show this to you again before handing it back to Gary.
Bonjour. Qu'est-ce que je vous...
Je voudrais un croissant, s'il vous plaît. I would like a croissant, please.
So you can see, well, the audio was playing over here because I said pause timeline on the action over here. It paused that audio file and it played the action which I had specified. So with this, we come to the end of this. I hope you enjoyed and learned something over here. Audio is so important, and there are so many ways in which you can use audio. So the steps to add or generate an audio file using AI Voice Studio is very simple in Captivate, and you can be as creative as you can. So once you generate these files and you have it, there are so many ways you can apply it and enhance and make your courses very engaging to your learners. So thank you very much. And with this, I hand it back to Gary.
All right. Well, Sheriff, thank you very much. I would like a croissant, please. Uh, I've been wanting a croissant ever since you started. So I have put the link to get a certificate for this session over in the left-hand corner there. And I want to thank everybody for coming, and especially Sheriff. She puts a lot of work into these, and I think does a wonderful job. And I appreciate everybody rating the session up there in the upper right-hand corner. And thank you very much for putting your takeaways in the takeaways pod, but for thank yous, just please put those in the regular chat pod. This one, please, because we want to know what your takeaways are. If you're not taking away, thank you. Okay, there we go. Yeah, keep doing that, and I'll probably cough for a moment.
So I'll be happy to take any question now. I stay back, and if there's something which couldn't be answered by the Adobe team, I'll be happy to answer them. Stay back a couple of minutes and do that. So yes, Richard, the files I was using are in the were shared over here. And I will also be sharing the project files itself, the completed file which I first demoed to you, and then the exercise file which I was using. I'll find a way, and then maybe Gary, is there a way you could message and let folks know where it's available?
Uh, and that is going to be available along with the recording. So when we put the recording up in a couple of hours, well, then it will be there on the page right by the view recording button.
Perfect. So I will share that with you, Gary. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good. Thank you. And I wanted to thank your helpers as well. We had a number of people here. Some of them are gone now, but Shital and Vijesh were here, as well as a number of others. So thanks to all the Adobe helpers for helping out. And just a reminder that the takeaways are what belong in the takeaways pod. So we really are interested in your takeaways. Okay, good. Sheriff, we can take a couple more minutes for questions here. Like Roger wants to know, is it possible to do speech to text in Captivate?
Yes. So right now, it's an upcoming functionality, Roger. So we're going to have AI capability, which will allow you from speech to text. So any audio file or video file, you can automatically generate the captions using the speech to text functionality. But that's coming up. This is not in the product yet. Something we are working on.
And I want to put in also a link to the webinar that's coming up in 2 hours here. And that is the one with Capsum, and specifically about how top companies are using simulations that adapt and scale. So you want to know if you're looking for to learn what some of the top companies are in the business and how they're using these functionalities and so forth. Come to that because Capsum is one of the top companies that in creating simulations, and we've had Matt Shell on before. He does a great job. It's not an infomercial for Capsum. At the end, he mentions it, but the rest of the time, he's showing you techniques that many of you might be able to use. And I know some of you had said that you do simulations, so there. Let's see, what other questions do we have? Oh yeah. Uh, so commas mainly or spaces. What punctuation specifically? I didn't see the rest of that. I see. Okay, I'm gonna remove the takeaways since people are not using it correctly, and we'll just put it over here. And meanwhile, the somebody had asked me, could we see the handouts again? And so I'll put them up here instead, so you can download the handouts if you need to do that. And again, if if you can't do that now, or if you're watching the recording for some reason you can't download those, you can download them from the actual page that the recording is posted on, where you actually access it. Okay, good. Well, there we are. Lakeisha, thank you for coming. Everybody, thank you for coming. Mal, nice to talk to you earlier. And everybody else, we appreciate you joining us. Look forward to seeing you next time. Sheriff, what are you going to do for us next month? Do you have any idea?
I'll need to check, Gary, because I think because I'm going to be traveling, I may not be doing the session next month. I
Oh,
think
that's
it is,
right. Cassie
yeah,
Labori, I think.
I think it's
Yeah.
Anna. Anna is going to be doing the session.
Oh,
So,
is it Anna whose name I can't pronounce?
yes.
Her. Oh, okay. And we have other sessions coming up with Cindy Huggett, and there is one coming up with Cassie Labori coming up as well. And I know many of you are interested in escape rooms, and so we have more on creating escape rooms using Captivate coming up too. So keep looking at your email and keep looking at the Train Mag Network calendar, and you'll find all of those. So, okay. Thanks again, everybody, for coming, and look forward to seeing you next time. Okay, I would like to see simulation for the all new. It has been tricky and crashing all the time.
So, Atika, maybe please do contact the Captivate support team. I'm just going to type the address over here. It would be great if they can take a look at it because they will need the logs to troubleshoot it and understand why this is happening. So, it's not expected behavior. So, there could be something triggering this. Please contact Captivate Help at adobe.com and have them take a look at your installation.
Good. Oh, and we had somebody else asking about the images you shared earlier, so you can get those at stock.adobe.com. Okay. So, Sheriff, I'm gonna stop this, and you and I can chat for a minute. All right. Good, David. Thank you very much. Well, you're an excellent participant.
Thank you. And see you tomorrow, Roberta. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, are you going to be in that? Should I put that back up? I'll put that back up since it's you, and since Roberta is the one who told us about it. I'm going to put it right
Yeah.
here.
So we have a session tomorrow where we're going to show you an overview of the migration solution that we've been working on, where you can open your classic projects in the new Captivate.
And so I put that link in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Giving Roberta credit too. Okay, that ought to do
Thanks
it.
for sharing, Roberta.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Thanks, Roberta. Appreciate you mentioning it. Okay. So just going to pause here while you and I chat for a minute.
Sure.
Hello. I'm assuming that those of you who are still here are just have walked away from your desk and started doing something else and not really here intentionally waiting for something to happen in this webinar. So I'll thank you once again for coming and hope we see you next time. And take care. Have a good afternoon and a good rest of your week. All right. Bye.